Hi guys, this is Natalia. Welcome to session 2 of mobile application testing. How's everyone? Hope you had a good couple of days, between our sessions. And I can see people are basically doing what I'm asking you to do, which is very, very, nice of you guys, and it makes me happy. So I kind of, was wondering, in our main table, we have lots of people in a group, and we have only like about 50 people who completed the main table. So it's for people who haven't done this, this is our project, and we are getting ready for this project. So we need to prepare some media, and this is what I was asking you to do. And starting today's homework, we're gonna be doing our project. So please follow. And this is kind of a live database, and we are connected, and everything you do in this main table, it's very helpful for the company to nail down the bugs and everything. So in my last homework, first and last for now, I was asking you guys to make the comparison and also answer interview questions, right? Did you have any trouble answering these few questions where I was asking you about the comparison and different testing approaches between the desktop applications and mobile applications? Anybody had a problem? I saw lots of people who were still, despite my request not to take the graphic users interface, and under the graphic users interface, I meant the menus that are, different between the web application and mobile application. You still filled out that part, and it's not that it's incorrect. No, it just doesn't have too much value. So I picked one person that, because I was going through the your entries that you uploaded, and I found one very interesting document that, hold on just one second, guys. One person, that was Maria, and I was talking to her for the last couple of hours, asking her to also add a couple of things, because her document was the most kind of completed, informational. So it is our work together, but she did most of the work. So I just asked her to add a couple of more things for everybody to observe. So when you're being asked, so what is the difference between just the website and, for example, the web, the native mobile application? The very, very first thing that you have to mention is that native mobile application, and this is exactly what we are talking about on mobile device, that it needs to be downloaded. Okay, so you can, all of you can open your own documents and make some remarks in there. So everything you do is gonna stay with you. This Google Drive is also gonna stay with you for a long time, and I'm not gonna cut the access, and you can come back, even after our sessions are ended and your program is ended. So you can always come back and check the material in case you need it. So then we have the notifications, right? So web application do not have any capabilities to send push notifications, and on the contrary, the mobile application asks permission and has the availability to send push notifications. So for web application, we do not need to specifically, follow up with the updates. While mobile application, of course, we have two choices, right? We can set our application to receive the automated update, or it is up to you to do the update ourselves. Okay, now we are going through probably the most important part in the differences between the native application, the mobile application, and the web application. So how many of you noticed that there is no scan barcode? Okay, barcode scan in a web application. Type 1, guys. How many of you noticed? So that means that web applications, they do not have a full access to the device's native resources. And I'm talking specifically about the hardware controls that, for example, the camera, right? So camera needed to do the bar scan, and also the voice commands that you can navigate the mobile application with. It requires a microphone. So microphone is another native hardware that is connected by the APIs to and communication channels. So this is a very, very important thing, that your mobile application is different. So what else? Internet access. Of course, website cannot operate without a full internet access. How many people put that? You can just type 2. 2. Very good. We have it. All right. So then, it sounds probably small, but actually, if you know it, it is big. So advertisement. The mobile advertisement and the advertisement itself is a huge industry. Okay, this is, and I always tell people, there is no such a thing as the, free applications or something free, So if you're downloading something for free, then you're going to be bombarded by the mobile advertisement. So I have a question. Mikhail has a question. I have a question. Does it follow with mobile application about the internet access? So we are talking about the majority of the cases, Mikhail, that native applications, in order to operate, it's not necessarily needed the internet access. While you would not be able to even access the website without the internet access. So did I answer your question, Mikhail? So while he's typing, let's just follow up. So, in your answers, it says mobile application Walmart. I don't understand what you're saying. It's not native. It could be hybrid, so which is the partially native. But the native, I just really didn't understand what you who is her. the Walmart application will not work without internet. Did you try to disable the internet access? Okay, so and didn't work? Okay, so it didn't work. How about Maria? Can you collaborate on this one a little bit? Did you try? We're gonna try again. I know it was, we could operate without the internet access. So, but the majority of native application, they do not need the internet access. Like for example, your Facebook. Facebook right now is your native application, okay? And you can operate, yeah, you're not gonna have like updates loading or data loading, but you know, you can still work on it. So she can access the mobile application. Yeah, you cannot buy something because it requires the transaction, right? And a transaction requires the internet access. So we're talking about just having the data and ability to browse this application without the internet access. But yeah, of course, you know, if we want to do the transaction, it's, you know, the internet requires. So I think I answered this question. So another thing we are going to talk is about the memory, right, and the storage. That when you're downloading the application, it requires a certain amount of storage. And because the website, it's being accessed through the browser, so we are not downloading anything. So another thing that we have in the native applications is the ability to have more than one authorization methods, right? Because our phones support, like for example, the fingerprint authorization, the face recognition authorization. So this are the differences. If you guys have something else to add, we can for sure add if you have something to contribute. So for now, you can just start typing something that we have missed. And oh, this is what I wanted to ask you. So you guys were working on a team leaders, right? But I never received the invitation for the team leaders group. Did you guys decide? Because we would really need your help by the next session, because we're going to start installing the Android Studio. So anybody going to tell me? Too many there. Well, I need, you know, last time when you guys were talking, I saw 12 people and I said, yes, 12 is enough, but did you create the group? Okay. Too many. Guys, I really need... Mikhail, we're gonna go to, you know, let me double check. So, and we're gonna talk about it next time we're here. Okay, Mikhail? You were running webinars from Protnor's account, so we added his account. No, don't add, please add my account, and I'm gonna send it to you, okay? All right. Sardor, I'm going to send you the personal connection request, and you can add me, okay? All right, guys. Okay, so if anything else, please, you know, feel free to send me your copy of the document, and we can continue. Now, let's go back to our presentations. And today I am going to talk to you about the Android hidden treasures. You know, Android is a very, very unique device, and I want you guys to know it and to share my knowledge, and maybe if you know something else, you know, your suggestions are always welcome. So how many people were able to bring an Android today with you? Did you find Androids? People who didn't have Androids? I just want to see type 3 if you have Android. I just want to see if it's worth to start doing this. All right. Come on. Give me just a couple of minutes because I want to make sure that we have plenty of people to go with. All right. Very nice. So if you have your Android somewhere, you know, bring it, and we're gonna start. So I'm going to explain to you that Android always have some secrets, you know. So whatever you have right now, is pretty much kind of, you know, vague for you. Hold on just 1 second. Unfortunately, a lot of people can download homework to Google Drive Walmart. This is very interesting because Ilya, you have the link, right? So I don't know if I'm gonna check my settings, you know, for that Walmart, but it's, you know, for some reason it's, for some people it's working, for some not. So Mikhail can sell you one for 20 bucks. So there's some trades going on in here, you know. And if you don't have Android, Maxim, you know, unfortunately, there is nothing I can do. You just have to listen. And when we get to the Android Studio, you can actually use the emulator. I'll show you how to use the emulator, but you wouldn't be able to enjoy an experience fully if you do not have the real device. Can you please give the link here for homework? People, please give Sergey link for the homework because he doesn't have it. So let's start, guys. And this is another interview questions, of course. People, if you start working in the mobile application testing industry, they will be asking you these questions just to make sure that you know Android so well in order to operate it and debug some things and troubleshoot. And let's just start that your phone is equipped with the combination of the secret codes that you have to press, okay, in a certain sequence in order to get something from the system of the phone. So this is basically very much similar to when you are rebooting your computers in BIOS, where you can just set the computer configuration. Everybody is familiar with BIOS, so it's basically your computer can boot up on its own, you know, and this is where you have your operating system and, you know, all, you know, graphic users interface. But there's always a the key on your keyboard, it's usually F1 or F2, to get into the BIOS, so where you can adjust your computer configuration. So same thing, because it's, again, you know, there's the hardware and the operating system, and you can perform the variety of different things in order to manipulate with your device. So what you have to know first and most, it is that your device can reboot in a fast boot mode. So let me explain to you what is the fast boot. Fast boot, it's a special diagnostic and engineering protocol that you can basically boot your device into. And while you are being in a fast boot, you can modify the file system images from the computer over the USB connection. Yes, you have to have your USB cable, connected to the computer and operate your device from the computer. So it's the fast boot. It performs like three different things, and it's still under the same name. So there is a protocol for communication between your phone hardware and a computer, because when you're connecting the USB cable, you need this communication channel. Then the software that runs on the phone when in a fast boot mode, because your operating system is not exactly right now working. So there's a special software that runs on the phone. And also the third component is an executable file on the computer you use to make them talk to each other. So basically what it does, it gives you the whole communication channel in order for you to modify any system files in case something gets corrupted or whatever it is, can happen, and your device is not really acting well. So what you have to do first, these operations are always being performed when you power off your phone. Okay, so you have to turn your phone completely down. Then you have to press and hold your home key and the power key. Okay, sometimes it calls OK or call key. And sometime also you have to, on some devices, because some devices are really different, most devices are different, so also the manipulations and the keys are different. So for example, on my device I have to hold the volume up and the home key and then the power key. So after the session you can always try that, and it's gonna be, you'll see. If you don't know how to do it, just Google your device and ask Google the question, how can I do it in the fast boot mode? Then we have the another thing which called download mode, and we call it also Odin. Okay, Odin mode, it is also known as a download mode, and you guys, somebody already mentioned, Edward already mentioned. Yes, Edward, because Edward has the Samsung Galaxy device. Which one do you have? Edward, which device do you have? J7. All right. So what is it? It is a state that allows you to flash firmware through the Odin or other desktop software. So when in download mode, you will see the triangle with an Android image, and you will see the message being displayed downloading. So how do we do it, and when do we use it? So this mode is also used to flash the phone firmware. Okay, and this mode is used by the graphic users interface tools for easier and quicker flashing. How to do it again? If you can see, you have to power off your phone, press hold down, volume down, home and power key. So anyway, then you'll see the Samsung logo screen shows up, or some other devices, okay, within the Samsung. And you have to immediately let go of buttons and press volume up to enter the download mode. Guys, please do not proceed, with the things if you do not know how to do it. But you can always, just see, how to do it, play it around. But if you receive the message proceed or remove or something, please just get out, press cancel, reboot your phone. I don't want your phone become a brick if you don't know what to do. Unfortunately, we all make mistakes, and please try not to mess up your phone. Then we have the recovery mode, and it is mostly, of course, used for recovery purposes, and that's why it's called recovery mode. And it is basically you're setting your firmware to like a factory reset, okay? So what you have to do is again power off your device, press and hold volume up, okay, home or end call. And step number 3 is very important. So once the alert triangle is shown on the screen, press menu key to reset the firmware, or press OK home and then call or power key. It is the same key, just called differently. To show recovery menu. So these 3 components you absolutely have to know in order to answer the very simple interview questions. And they usually, ask these questions at the very, very beginning of the interview because they want to see, do you know the device? Because people who are working with Androids, these 3 things, they absolutely have to know it, and also some other things that I will be showing you later. All right, then we have the safe mode. And what is the safe mode? Safe mode builds a clean, secure environment. And this is basically bringing your phone to the original state, only with the applications that are being pre-installed when you got this device. When would we do it? When would we need it? Usually, over the period of time, we are downloading and we are installing, uninstalling the applications, and then at some point our device is reaching the state. It doesn't happen too fast, but eventually, if you are keeping the device for so long, there is some problems, and especially if this device is under the test. There is so many things going on. We collect bug reports from there. We're running some diagnostic tools, and how to do it I will show you today. So eventually our phone will start having some problems like lagging and freezing, the battery issues. It's just running out of battery too fast because there are so many processes going on. or could happen that your data is going to be disappearing. So at one point you will need to bring your device to its original state. So in a safe mode, this is basically how you gonna be recovering your phone and resetting your phone to its original state. So power button, okay, and on your screen touch and hold power off, and if needed tap OK when if you're prompted, and your device will start in a safe mode. What you're gonna see, the safe mode message, and you can enter your device only just the same like in our PCs on Windows, right? We have the safe mode. We can select when your Windows, for example, boots up with just the minimum components, and you can troubleshoot the problems, and it's been around for so many years, and a safe mode is one of the greatest features because you can troubleshoot, okay, something, for example, if your computer is this basically, you know, people who don't know computers, the Windows very good, you can do it if your Windows are lagging or giving you the problems or crashing, you know, to see, you know. And Windows also give you the option to boot up with network or without network components, if I remember you know, correctly, and I think I am. So take your Androids, guys, take your Androids, and we're gonna be unhiding a very cool thing in Android. Later Androids have the developers options menu already enabled, but you have to remember one thing. On the older operating systems, the developers options menu is hidden. So we are going today to learn how to unhide a developer's options menu, because there are so many cool features is in there. Okay, so let's talk about the settings. Okay, everybody ready? If you are ready, please open settings. Okay, menus may be different. Okay, let's just wait for Dimitri. He asking for 1 second, please. Okay, everybody else, go to settings, about device or device information. It depends on your device. Then you just have to scroll to the menu about phone. Are you guys with me? Now be very careful. You need to find build number. Build number. Build number. If you tap on this menu 7 times, you will enable developers options menu. After the 3rd tap, you're going to receive the message. You're 4 stops or steps away from enabling developers options. All right? And voila! Right now, you're becoming a developer. Congratulations. So in here, we're gonna be this menu is gonna be available if you tap 1 screen back, and you can open your developers options. Developers options considering one of the most important menus in the Android. Everybody with me? Put done when you are done, and we will continue. Done. Some people will have the developer's options on, so you have to be aware, but the older versions, they have it hidden. Also, it depends on from the manufacturer to manufacturer. Some manufacturers don't want you to mess around with the developer's options. In some phones, it is additional settings. I cannot really, cover all of them, but the menus, because Sergey, it's hard. Androids are so different, so the menus could be different. The main thing, you have to find the build number and tap on it 7 times. All right, I think we have plenty of people, right, that right now is having the developers options. And while everybody else is, okay, good that you have it, okay. It's for people who cannot find. Oh, okay, thank you. So people who cannot find the build number, it might be in settings, additional settings, right? All right. So looks like, we're doing fine in here, and let's just continue. Let's talk, okay, about, of course, there's no need for me to just read and everything about, talk about every single menu. So, but if you probably, are scrolling through the menus, you will see so many things, that you probably don't know right now. It might be scary, you don't understand, but, it's pretty much written in the human language. So mostly, guys, these developers' options are there to optimize anything that you see in your device. Also, some people may have the option that is not listed in here, and these people I want to respond to me right now. So get logs. Do you have this additional menu, sub-menu in a developer's options where it says get logs? Because not all the devices have it. Okay, how many people have get logs before this menu take bug report? I just want to see 2, 3. Okay, 3. So there's some people who, if you do not see, it's not there, Vladimir. I'm asking only people because it depends from the device to the device, from the manufacturer to manufacturer. For example, Samsung probably wouldn't have the take logs, but A1 Plus has. So people who do have this logs, take logs, I need your devices. I just want to see. Can be built number of 6 digits? Probably, I don't know. Samsung does not have. OnePlus 3T, this is what I have. OnePlus 5T. So people who are like me having OnePlus, we do have this get logs. I'm not asking about the bug reports. Bug reports have, everybody have bug reports. I'm only asking because there's an extra menu and I don't want you to look for it if your device is not supporting that. That was my question. All right. So basically, Let's talk about this in Google device where I didn't understand the question. So take bug report. Guys, this is one of the most valuable thing, with the take bug report. When we start going through the Android Studio, I will show you how this bug report looks. Okay, because we can take bug reports through the Android Studio. So basically, it's not gonna harm your phone right now if you tap on this particular option, take bug report. You just have to be patient. It takes like maybe 15-20 seconds to generate bug report. And then when the bug report is available, it will give you an option to send this bug report to the email or whatever it is, and in a zip file. Okay, so you can run this take bug report just for fun, just to see how the log files look, because there are so many statistics in there, and when we start going through the Android Studio, it's going to be more clear to you what exactly this bug report is covering. There's dump sys, there's statistics, there are like several log files that if you're, for example, having the problem with your system while you are working with the application, you can run this bug report and give it to the developer, and the developer is gonna use that bug report in order to debug. So desktop backup password in Android Studio, we're going to be using ADB, which is Android Debugging Bridge. We're going to be talking about the USB debugging option also. So then we can stay awake. Your device will never go to sleep if you tap on this selection. You can select the runtime. So in here, let me explain to you what it is. So Dalvik or Android runtime. So Dalvik is basically the virtual machine. This is what makes your Android to be an Android. So ART is the later technology that Android runtime. Some of the devices might not have this option, but on my device I do have this option. So developers they can basically use this option to see, what if it's your Android run on Dalvik virtual machine, is the application working better or worse, so you can select between these two options. Right now, you have to understand, guys, I'm just showing you what it is, and we're gonna get deeper and deeper and deeper. So it's just think of it as an overview, so you would know where to find these things. So there are many tools are being implemented, automatically into the developer's options. So you can here enable the Bluetooth, the HCI, the controller. This is a host controller interface. If you need to do some analyzing, so this is the analyzing tool, and you can capture things in here and put them in the file, the statistics, the analytic tools in here. Also, the process statistics stats. in this menu, you know, if you tap on this menu, you're gonna be aware what kind of the running processes going on your phone. And even if you are not touching your phone, guys, there is at least 120 processes, background processes going on. And there is a certain menu where you can limit this background processes in case, you know, you think, oh, okay, I downloaded my application, you know, and it's not working really well. So this is where you would start troubleshooting. Now, one of the biggest things to connect your device to the computer, guys, developers options should be on, and these bugs should be checked. Okay, USB debugging. So in order to use Android debugging bridge, okay, that connects us to the Android Studio, which is an integrated development environment for Android devices, these bugs should be enabled at all times. Because we're going to be installing the Android Studio, okay, between today and Monday, I want everyone to enable this USB debugging bugs. Okay, so you wouldn't forget. Right now, please do it. I will explain to you what is revoke USB debugging authorizations. Okay. USB debugging authorizations, it's again the part of the ADB, okay? It can cause the problem when you're using Android debugging bridge in the Android Studio. So what it does, it basically connects your device to Android Studio, and all of a sudden you receive the message, device unauthorized. And this is where you have to go to. Okay, we're gonna have the very clear instructions how to authorize the device. You just basically have to tap on this option, you know, reconnect your device. Do not forget to, you know, make sure your USB debugging is enabled, and voila, I guarantee your device is gonna be authorized. So power menu bug reports, you can just puts an option in the menu. You see when you press and hold the power key, okay, to collect and send bug report. So you see Android, the developers options already have these reports being integrated, you know, the opportunity to run this, execute this report, and collect the data and send it. So mock locations, you can manually write location information that if you are aware, maybe if somebody is, you know, spying on you, or, you know, somebody might have an access to your device, you can mock your location, you know, and your phone is just put the IP where you're in, I don't know, Africa or whatever it is, and your phone will never be found, you know, in the correct location. So the next couple of the things are mostly used for the developers, you know, they connect the debuggers, and they debug a certain application if they need to. So in this case, you know, the majority of time you need to attach the debugger. But lately I see that this menu is providing an information that in some instances you don't really need attached to the debugger. I believe that the most accurate information is when debugger is attached. So verify apps over USB. Okay, there's some malicious behaviors that your applications might be going through, and you can just let Google scan these applications. So there's some show touches. This also you can set these menus for the automation. Okay, because it's going to give you your script a very powerful thing to nail down a certain problems. If you enable these menus, you run the scripts, you run the log files, and then it is just a great thing to have it all together. So what is important? Oh, in here. Okay, force RTA layout direction. What it means, we are usually reading from left to right? But there's some languages where people are reading from right to left, right? There's Arabic language, there's Hebrew, right? So these people are reading from right to left. So if you, for example, tap on this option to tap on this menu, so right to left layout direction is going to dominate on your phone. So window animation scale, it sets the speed for window animation playback. For example, even if you guys just as a users, you're playing some game, okay, that you downloaded on your device, and you can, and your game is not really working well, so some lagging or pixelization or whatever it is. So you can set on the higher number to slow it down, and you can see it says lower number is faster. So the lower number you go, the faster it gets, and vice versa. So transition animations scale, again, this is for animations for the speed. Another thing that the developers are doing with this developer options menu, it allows the simulate secondary display. So I wouldn't recommend you to do that. I just want you to know that it is there. You can simulate different screen sizes. So it might not go back. That's the problem. Some of the people were reporting this problem. So they will need to reset their system to the factory default. So only with the devices that do not belong to you, you can do it without the problem, okay? So another thing is the graphic processors, okay? Graphics processing unit, like a forced GPU rendering. It's about the hardware, and there is always could be conflict between 2D and 3D, 2D and 3D. So, and you can use the hardware 2D rendering. So another thing, what is here? Debug. This one is good. Debug GPU overdraw. And overdraw happens every time the application asks the system to draw something on top of something else. So this is a very helpful menu just in case there is a problem. It lets you nail this problem down and lets you know where the problem is happening. What is this? Oh, show CPU usage. Another big thing for the application. It's actually, we're going to be accessing this CPU usage also through the Android Studio. We're going to get the information about the application under the test. how much your application using the CPU, and it's very, very modularized, you know, in every single option you'll have some number, so this is pretty good. Okay, another don't keep activities. What else we hear? Oh, this one I was talking to you about the background processes. So you guys can open this menu and you will see that in default, you know, the number is not shown, but I'm giving you the number. It's about 120 processes going on by default in the background. So it's always helpful to limit background processes to make sure that the application is having the problem and it's not depending on the background processes, because background processes, it's kind of, you know, they can cause the application work weird. So and another thing, guys, you know, even if you are having the problem with just your phone, try to limit the background processes, because there's so many things you do not see, but it's going on in the background. Funny enough, the last menu caused so many people fail this question in my final test, because they didn't pay attention or something. There's something new that I included in my final exam. You have to know what's ANR is, okay? ANR is an official Google term for application not responding. So basically, this is a very, very good tool. It is a tool itself. So application not responding, it is a crash. Okay, it's basically when something hangs, you know, it is just, it might prevent your phone from the rebooting, right? Like usually when something crashes, our computers reboot, right? And cause the reboot. Or so in these settings, the ANR, you have to absolutely know application not responding, and it is very, very useful, and it will give you information about every single application, every single time it's not responding, meaning it's closing, right? It's asking you to close, or basically it's kind of seals the crashes. Other things, guys, that I want you to know. Secret codes, okay? Secret codes might not work on some of the devices, okay? So this is going to be an example of a secret codes, and you know, in the homework that you're going to be doing, I want to ask you to list your devices, okay, and put secret codes for your particular device that is working on your device. I just want to see the statistics, because I want to see the combination of the secret codes that is available, and maybe give a little bit further, you know, inside in my slides for future students, okay? And I believe if we combine the secret codes for every device, okay, because this is the beginning, this is how I do it. I usually ask my students to contribute, okay, then I always use this information in my future presentations, and it's, you know, at some point people start using it at work, you know, this information that we collect all together. So it's kind of the, you know, the goodwill. So anyway, to understand couple of the things that is, like usually another interview question. There is a couple of the things that you have to understand and answer. So there is a couple of the abbreviations. There is I may and me ID. So what you probably heard about it, but let's repeat it and get the correct and only definition. So the IMEI, International Mobile Equipment Identity. So this is basically a unique number to identify the network you are on the mobile phones, and we're going to be talking, in the next presentation about the technologies like CDMA and GSM, what is the differences. So most phones have only one IMEI. But if you have like a dual SIM cards, SIM phones, there are two IMEIs. So basically, it's not connected to you guys, okay? It is connected only to the device. It's not connected to the subscriber, okay? So it's only used to identify the valid devices on the network. Contrary, if you see what is me ID is the ID for mobile equipment identifier. So it is your phone's fingerprint, okay? And it is connected to you because you are the subscriber. You understand the difference? So the IMEI is identifying your phone on the network, okay? And the me ID is identifying your phone, you, okay, and your account. Guys, do not, put your secret codes in here. You will create a document, okay? I will be putting my slides out, and you will see what kind of the data you would put. So don't worry about this right now. I don't just listen, and we will go and we'll finish very soon because there's not too many things left. So basically, like for the call forwarding, not that you use it every day, this kind of secret codes you don't use every day. So, but sometimes you need to see what is going on with your phone while you are testing. So forwarding calls, you can see it's always, guys, secret codes always is working from the phone application, from the dialer. So you're basically opening your phone application, just like you want to make a call to your relatives, okay? And you are tapping the combination of usually stars, pound keys, and numbers. Okay, this is how it works. It's usually, either the pound or the star key, star at the very beginning or at the very end of both. Okay, this is how the secret code works. So, you can try right now star pound 67 pound or star pound 61 pound. So with the 61 pound, this combination star pound 61 pound, you will get more information than if you just put the 67 with all these combinations. You can, and actually, it's not a bad thing to know. If you do not want to show your number when you're calling somebody, you can activate the hide and caller ID. So to activate your call, the hiding hiding, okay, of your caller ID, you can basically dial star 31 pound and the number that you are calling. So, and your caller ID is not going to be shown. Okay, if you just put this star 31 pound in your phone, then you automatically, you know, every single call you're gonna make in the future is not gonna show your caller ID. And to deactivate, there is a pound 31 pound. Okay, or it depends on the device. Guys, whatever I could find, you know, the codes, yours could be different. So maybe when you start, you know, making your own document, you can just, please name your document by your device, okay? Or by your device and the manufacturer. So this is how it gets done. Guys, the Samsung actually implemented a huge testing menu, okay, what you can test on the Samsung devices. So Samsung people, I want you to just try it. You know, you can just type the star pound 7353 pound, see if you get this menu, and here you can test all these things. And Samsung devices are very, very popular, right? So we'll have to if we're testing something, you know, at work, this kind of a menu is absolutely just like a treasure. So I also put so many codes for you. The codes maybe is not as important right now for you as the explanation, okay, what these codes do. So just in case someday, you know, you will need to check something on your phone, I want you to remember that, you know, the secret codes, like for example, you can very, very easily, without just going to the setting and just looking for your phone. And actually, you know, there's some settings you cannot find if you're not using the secret codes. Like right here you can display information about phone, battery, and user statistics, you know, all in the same menu. So what I want you to do is just to go through pretty much every single test. Well, as much as you can. I understand you're busy, you all have families, but to get to know your device, you know, to make it really, really close to you, you know, and manipulate, and then you can just play the games with your, you know, buddies and just say, hey, look, you know, what my phone can do. So these are mostly, you know, the informational slides and the secret codes that are mostly commonly used. So, you know, it is very, very helpful if you do the testing, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's session, you know, and we will see each other on Monday. Let me just show you a little bit more just for the video, you know, maybe some people would want to use it, and we're gonna be saying goodbye. And here I just put secret codes for like a Samsung devices and HCT, and just the most commonly, you know, the network sniffing, the network tests right now is, you know, you can check. What will be the homework? If, you know, just the same thing, you'll have to go to your Google Drive and the homework is going to be posted tomorrow, so you'll get all information. I'm not changing anything from session to session. So another things in here is the factory tests, you know, that you also maybe would need to check, because this is kind of the native resources when you're testing your application, and you have to sometimes perform these tests just to make sure your device is working good. I'm saying goodbye to everybody, and I will see you Monday. So your homework is going to be posted tomorrow morning, and we'll see you guys. All right? Good night, everyone.